So by now, I'm sure you've seen so many videos talking about, winter arc, how to make 2025 your year, how to prepare for 2025, whatever. So many different variations about how to improve yourself going into 2025. And for some of you, that can feel very overwhelming because it feels like, oh, maybe this year you didn't meet certain goals that you had for yourself. So you are able to manifest, to call in some desires that you had. So you're getting all these messages that 2025 is going to be the year you do it, but you got to do this. And then there's videos and articles and posts on Instagram and shorts on TikToks. TikToks and all these different things that's constantly calling your attention, telling you what you should do. In this video, I'm just asking you to be in 2025. This is not so much about doing, but about acknowledging, accepting, being, resting, and allowing. Everything that you desire is waiting for you to be receptive to it. And the way to be receptive is not by doing more, but by being who you truly are, which you're already doing that. It's just that you are caught up in the experience of being who you think you are, which is your body and your mind. So like your body, which is what you see as the form in the mirror, and then your mind, which is like your thoughts. So you're so caught up in that you are missing out on a whole other aspect of reality. So that is what I'm being called to share with you going into 2025 in the midst of all these other self-improvement messages. Even when it comes to creating and manifesting your ideal reality, it's not about doing more. It's about being who you truly are. And by being who you truly are, you become a vibrational match for what you truly desire. Because you'll start to feel as if you already have it. Because by being who you truly are, you are boundless, limitless, open, ready, willing. And all these qualities, what exists in that is everything. So in that, there's also choice. There's choice to suffer, or there's choice to live in peace. There's choice to create, or there's choice to consume. There's choice to panic, or there's choice to trust. That's how beautiful this entire experience is that being everything, you have access to everything, which isn't just the good, or as I like to say, the preferred. What you prefer is also the unpreferred. All of that exists because you are everything. So when we get out of this state of preferred or not preferred, we rest with the truth. When we get out of categorizing things as good or bad, we rest with the truth. To just be. Be still and know that I am God. Just to be still. And don't get this wrong, right? A lot of times people say, well, being still means that I'm complacent and I'm not going to do anything to make 2025 my year. If you're saying be still and do nothing. No, I'm saying be still and know that I am. That's it. Just to be still and know that I am. The character is still going to go out and do its thing. Whatever it thinks is going to improve its life, it's still going to do that. This has nothing to do with the character. This is about I am. I am speaking directly to I am. So if the mind is wanting to reject this or say, no, I'm still going to, prepare myself for the new year, that's fine. I'm not speaking to that part of the self. I'm speaking to the fullness of who you are, which is beyond that. And my name is Beyond Taylor, and I am here to help you go beyond your self-imposed limitations. I said beyond, and it made me remember I didn't say it yet. This gonna be a short video, so in the middle. But yeah, this is beyond that part of the self. That self will still go on and do what it's gonna do. But in 2025, I'm asking you to not get so involved and caught up in what the self who you take yourself to be is doing. I'm asking you to be still and know that I am. And in being still, the alignment that happens despite of everything that you're doing is something like a miracle. We would call it a miracle. The untrained eye would call it a miracle. And I mean like the untrained eye that sees into the world of form and limitations would call it a miracle. But really, it's the natural part of life. Life naturally wants to follow the path of least resistance and to go into a path that's like harmonious for all that's involved. That's just how reality works. The earth has been here for 4+ billion years, and it's been functioning just fine without the human mind. However, the human mind comes along and thinks it knows best. But all it's been doing is getting in the way. Getting in the way of nature. Getting in the way of the way that we are supposed to exist, and like constantly looking for our purpose and our mission. So as you're going into 2025, you're probably like, I got to fulfill my purpose and my mission. What if your purpose is to simply be like everything else? Just to follow the course, just to follow nature, just to get into flow. And in that, you'll get what you desire. You're trying to get your desires or to like improve yourself because you're still seeking. Everything that you do, there's this seeking energy behind it. And there's nothing wrong with it. But see very clearly that that's what's going on. Like right now, what do you deeply want out of anything in this world? Just like think about it. What is it that you really want? Now, why do you want that thing? What would you feel if you had that thing? Whatever you're going to say, it's going to be the absence of whatever you're feeling now. That's it. It's the absence of the lack that you are feeling now. And you are thinking that it's going to be that thing, person, circumstance that's going to kind of fill in that hole. So that's why people get so caught up in like trying to improve themselves. Because they're like, if I improve myself, then I'll be worthy and I'll feel okay. I'll feel at peace. But that's just not the truth. And I'm not saying don't do those things. I'm just saying be still and know that I am. Know that I am God. But be still and know that I am. This is Taylor from the future coming back because I realized that I didn't talk about how to be still. I'm going to put it in a few short phrases. It's this book called Whatever Arises, Love That. That is how you be still. It's like not rejecting any experience or any emotion or any circumstance or any person. No inner rejection. Whatever the self is going to do, you allow, like you, it's just like this full yes to experience, this full allowance. Because on some level, you have already said yes to it, or it wouldn't appear into your experience. It wouldn't appear on the screen of awareness. So on some level, you've already said yes to it. So now it's just about allowing and not fighting or resisting, like not resisting the emotions that even wants to resist. Just breathing just like what I say, especially for beginners, is like constantly taking your attention to your breath. Just constantly taking your attention to your breath. When people are talking, go to the breath. When you're walking, go to the breath. Eventually, you'll be able to just be in the experience without going to the breath. But the breath is a great anchor for like learning how to be still in the midst of anything, good or bad. Like whether you are experiencing a preferred reality or unpreferred reality, you go to the breath. And then eventually, through that practice in meditation and also just in your regular life, it becomes very easy to just be still. Sometimes I say some crazy things out of my mouth, but I don't get caught up in what Taylor is doing. I'm be still and I know that I am. I just observe it and witness it and watch it and not me, Taylor, is observing it and witnessing and watching it, but like me, who we all are. That aspect of the self is like I'm doing right now. I'm recording this video, but there's also another. I say another because that's how it sounds at first, right? You say another because it seems like it's two. It seems like there's an observer and what's being observed, but eventually it becomes very evident that like there is no separation between that, which is non-duality. There is no observer and what's being observed. It's just seeing. It's just knowing. It's just experiencing. So that's what's always happening. But there's no way that I, Taylor, know that. It's just the experience. But with enough stillness, with enough going to the breath initially to really even releasing that, releasing all practices, thinking that you're going to be able to come to this realization. I would say through grace it comes. But for me, I had to do enough practices to see that, like, no matter what I was doing, it was keeping me from this truth. And this is what I want for you for 2025, is to get to this point that through grace, it becomes very obvious. But like what you can do on your end is practice being still by using the breath as an anchor, and by like not rejecting or pushing away or holding on to any experience or any feeling or any person. Just be as who you are. You are, I am. All experiences come in and out of you. Sensing, smelling, tasting, hearing, touching, seeing. All experiences are coming and going in you. Stay with that I am. Not with what comes and goes, but what is stationary. And this becomes very evident. Okay, back to the video. And everything else will take care of itself. So if you are wanting, if you have these big dreams and goals and desires, keep them close to your heart. They're there for a reason, and they're yours for a reason. And the reason may be just so you can get them and recognize that they're not going to bring you the fulfillment that you seek. Or they are to express the fulfillment that you already have within. But you don't know until you work to bring them to fruition, until you work to bring them into the 3D. So I'm all for getting you to what you want. Like, go after it, you know? Let the, in the self will. But the most fluid, flow based way to get there is to get out of the way and to be still and know that I am. Because when you are in this stillness, there is no lack. There is no sense of unworthiness or sense of worthiness. There is no sense of abundance. Like I say, these are the qualities, like abundance, worthiness, love, wholeness. I say these are the qualities of awareness, but those are still just words. What you really are is beyond words, which is why there are no limits. When we think about what it is that's limitless, then I think about these qualities. Like limitless, if there is no boundaries on it, then that means that it's abundant and vast, right? Like for me, love is free and it's open, and that's that's like the qualities of awareness of I am. Um, like wholeness, that there isn't anything that separates I am except for the individual that comes up to claim that it's separate from the experience. So that must be wholeness. But these are still words. It can never convey the truth of who you are. You can only be still and know it. Be still and be it. And in that stillness, the words seem to be the qualities of this. And we know this because based on experience, when individuals come into this realization, the experience seems to be less chaotic, less suffering, less struggle. Doesn't mean those things don't exist, but they're not taking so seriously. And because they're not taken so seriously, they have the opportunity to flow in and out of the experience. That is how 2025 is going to be for you. That is my hope for you. If you're interested in this and what I talk about, join the Beyond Collective, where we talk about integrating the truth that you are simply I am awareness, consciousness, with being the limited self, and how the limited self can go about getting its desires. We work on bridging that, like creating that integration of the two. So if you're interested, join the Beyond Collective, where we have weekly group coaching calls, where now we are going to have group members start to lead calls. So if you want to lead a call with other members who are interested in what you are, definitely join the Beyond Collective. I also do one-on-one coaching called for my program called the Enlightened Conscious Creator Program, where I help you make your creative dreams a reality, not by force, but by remembering the truth of who you are. So becoming enlightened, also with the structures, the systems, and the organization in place to like keep the small self in line, to give the small self direction to go towards, while also knowing that it couldn't be any other way and it's taking care of itself. It's really a beautiful dance, this whole thing. And in 2025, it's time for you to remember that, recognize that, and accept that. and to be still and know that I am. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Subscribe, like, follow me on Instagram. Bye.